Hello and welcome to Fintech Today. I'm Matt Hyde, the founder of Fintech Awards London. It's great to have you with us, and I'm really thrilled to have our next guest as part of our series. Maybe you could introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Peter Cunnane. I'm the Director of International and Partnerships here at Innovate Finance.
So Peter, it's great to have you with us. Obviously, we've been here at your offices for 3 days, or will be 3 days tomorrow. A lot of people coming, a lot of people going. But maybe you could just talk to us a little bit more about your role, because interesting, we think of Innovate Finance as being about the UK, but you said international.
Yeah, so we have a global membership. Obviously, a lot of our focus around domestic policy agenda, the regulatory affairs work that we do is very much focused around here in the UK. But around the promotion of UK fintech, supporting our members that are seeking to scale overseas, for example, or attracting inward investment either from investors or from fintechs that are seeking to scale here in the UK, there is an international element to what we do.
So we talk about an international element. I suppose the question I've been asking a lot of people is, London, the fintech capital of the world. So you're talking about international. Is that how we are still perceived, how we are? What do you think?
Before I answer that first question, let me come to perhaps some of the work that we're doing overseas as well to support the UK as a centre for global fintech. As you may know, this time last year, we opened our first overseas office in New York City, where we have Matthew, who's working for us now, and he's there supporting those members that are already there, but again, attracting US companies that are looking at the UK and Europe. We've also launched our Ireland initiative. We ran an event in Dublin in March, and we're looking to do more events like that across the course of this year. And there, we have UK firms that are operating within the EU, in Dublin, in Ireland, but we also have, fintechs that are seeking to scale from Ireland to the UK. They still view the UK as a centre for capital, a centre for investment, and obviously somewhere where they can grow and scale as well. So in answer to your first question, yes, undoubtedly, the UK, London remains the capital for fintech.
Great, and I would totally agree with you. So I suppose that, leading from there, IFGS was just last week.
Yeah.
Fantastic success.
Thank you.
I think the energy, the buzz.
Undoubtedly.
The excitement that maybe everything's coming back together again. How do you see where that goes from there? So obviously we're talking about, we had Rachel Reeves there, number 10, number 11. We have Innovate Finance, we have the FinTech people. How do we all work together to make sure that we continue, as you say, to drive us on as being that capital of fintech globally?
The energy last week was phenomenal, right across IFGS. There was a real buzz. Interesting you say that. A number of people I've talked to subsequently have said it feels like the energy has returned. Not that it ever was flat in previous years, but I feel there's a definite dynamism and edge to events this year. And maybe it's that coming back together. Maybe it's a reflection of perhaps some of the chaos and challenges around the world that's sort of stirring things up again. And I think fintech has never failed to take advantage or the opportunity from a crisis, whether it's the transition through Brexit or whether it's the pandemic. Fintech's always found a way of growing and maturing during some of those phases, which have perhaps been a bit more economically challenging for us. So I think now there's a real buzz and an energy that I've not seen for a number of years, actually. So in terms of what we're doing to bring it all back together, we heard from the Chancellor last week. It's great to have that recognition of fintech in there as a sector from her government and the administration there, and from Treasury. And what's amazing for us is around, everyone seems to want to drive now to position the UK in a really good place. We're the voice of fintech here in the UK, and we're ready to take up that challenge.
Yeah, I think you're right. The energy was there. I think it was just really great to be there together. I think everybody's enjoying it. And I think we're seeing a lot of great success. We think over the last 12 months, Alaka Bank, Zopa, doing so well. And that is feeding, I think, everybody else, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah.
So what do we need to do to stay in that position then, would you say?
I think we need to keep talking up the UK fintech scene. I think events like the Fintech Awards are perfect for that. It amplifies what's going on at that next sort of layer down. You talked about some of the the great success stories we've had over the last few months and years. For those that are up and coming through the ecosystem, opportunities like this to see a bit of application about what they're doing, it again just generates more buzz. It sort of reaches out to other parts of the fintech community that we want to engage with. We have, of course, our own Pitch 360 competition across the UK as well, which we ran last week in Wales, and we're looking to run next week in Leeds with FinTech North. And so we've had a really good sort of vibe, if you will, in terms of new companies, new players coming through. It's all very exciting.
Yeah. Well, look, keep doing a great work, both in the UK and internationally. Thanks for your support, and we look forward to maybe catching up next year and just seeing more success stories that we've had already from the last year.
Absolutely. Thanks, Matt.